All right.
Okay.
We are live for this week's round of live streams. And today we're happy to have Wendy. It's Bellevue, right? Your last name?
Yes, it's perfect. Bellevue. You're like the first one to say it right.
Cha-ching.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So how we usually do it is we let the guests introduce themselves. So let people know who you are.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Wendy Bellevue. I am a Boston, Massachusetts resident. And so go Red Sox. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm not really into sports. I'm just kidding. I work at a hospital as a software testing coordinator and a software testing trainer. And that's pretty much it. Nothing really exciting about that. I went to school for business finance. I was like the stereotypical registered Democrat, because you buy into that. Democrats are for the poor and Republicans are for the rich. So, and I'm like, well, I'm not rich, so I have to vote Democrat. And it wasn't, and I voted for Obama because I was like, yeah, it's changed because he's black and I'm black and we're all gonna be black together and he's gonna be bringing the change and the whole thing. Bought into all of that, and then it wasn't until like my red pill moment. Wasn't like a one-time thing. It was just kind of like little things throughout my life that made me go, wait a minute. And then whenever I asked questions, people would never have the right answers, or they would just flat out either lie or pettifog and not even answer the question. So I'm like, okay, there's too many things that are building up right now that no one's really telling me what's going on. So, and so just little by little, I was like, when you really do your history, again, they don't teach you this in class. You start really noticing like the real nature of like socialists and national socialists and leftist propaganda and leftist doctrination. And it's incredible because they have a stronghold on the most important institutions, right? They have entertainment industry, they have it in colleges or higher education, school, and they also have it in government. So because of what they really just want is big government. So it's just, I'm noticing just a whole bunch of these different patterns adding up. And then when, Kanye West said that famous tweet, I like the way Candace Owens thinks, I was like, finally, somebody in the entertainment industry that's gonna stick their neck out. And so I just made that video that, I guess picked up a lot of steam because people were like, well, yeah, finally someone said it. And I was like, I can't believe. And it was like a dam breaking. So,
yeah, and it really affected his, when his new album released, that really hurt him, didn't it?
Right? If only you think it made him more popular. I'm so happy because I was afraid that then you have like the people on left would be like, see, this is why you failed, because people don't like your rhetoric and they don't like your conservative or whatever, like your ideology. It turns out he's even more of a success. So it's great. They have I'm just so happy about that.
Well, he did tweet a lot of interesting things, like Candace Owens, I like the way she thinks, but he also said about Emma Gonzalez,
Thank you.
So he wasn't down this, straight path of conservatism or whatever. He was just saying, you know what, I like how she thinks. She's cool. I get it, So it's like,
exactly. No, he did that on purpose. He did it on purpose to be like, look, guys, look how like both sides I am. And I'm like, of all the people you could have picked, you picked the one girl that like bullied her classmates and like ostracized the classmates to the point where he like flipped out, and now you're going to like use his death to try to take guns away from everybody. Like, are you crazy? Like, fine, whatever. Free speech for her. Free speech. If it's free speech for us, it's free speech for her too. But I'm criticizing and I'm judging.
I mean, that's fine because he was getting a lot of heat from like the liberals and the left. Yep. Saying how dare you talk like this and all that. And then the Emma Gonzalez went, oh, I guess he's okay. And then the next something they don't like, and so they're, hey, I want this one over here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm so glad there's more and more people who are coming up who are like, especially from like, because I'm still part of the millennial generation, so it's up to like us and like the generation underneath us to keep up this momentum of free speech and because it's extremely important. I mean, look what's going on in the UK. Like we're shutting down free speech here because Antifa is angry, but like Tommy Robinson just got arrested for like reporting on like Muslim rape gangs that are like terrorizing like London, and people like getting stabbed with knives because they banned guns. So now they're going to ban knives. They ban knives. There's still stabbings happening. Shocking. Like, it's so amazing to me how these terrible, bad ideas keep coming up and we just go along with it. And we're like, well, you know, maybe this time it'll be different. No, it won't be different. You're wrong. You were wrong from the beginning and you're wrong now. Still wrong. Like, I just don't understand. I just don't get it. It's just crazy to me.
I just think it would be really bad if we end up like how the UK is, because I feel like a majority of the people there even just seem to just go, like what you said, just they go along with it. They're like, well, I guess if everybody else is like this, then this is how it's supposed to be.
Well, no, now the protests for Tommy Robinson are growing. I don't know if you guys been to my Twitter lately, but some government UK government reps were like, I had like a meeting with YouTube, and they're like angry and yelling at YouTube because Tony Robinson videos came up as a suggestion on their YouTube channel. And they're like, how can like, and they're like telling him like, you need to censor this. Like, it's insane. It's insane. The things that what we're witnessing right now, I feel, is the beginning of like, you guys ever seen V for Vendetta?
Yeah.
This is like the beginning of it. If they let Tommy Robinson stay in jail, like they are condoning what's going to happen next. But I don't feel like they are. I feel like the movement is growing, and there's a lot more people. It started with a couple hundred people standing outside. Now there's like thousands of people marching the streets. And I hope they don't use this as a platform to just ask for Tommy Robinson's release. I hope they go all out and demand, like, get rid of any and all blasphemy laws, get rid of any and all, you know, hate speech laws. There's no such thing as hate speech if there's free speech. That's it. That's period. And to not just demand his release, but also demand rights. Like, this is the time to really go for your rights. Demand that you allow yourself to get armed, even if not with a gun, at least with a knife, because you're getting butchered out there. And Sadiq Khan, the mayor, do you guys know about him?
Yeah.
He's the one that banned knives. How's that going for him? Like, get that clown out of office. Like, this is the time. We need to be their voice, since we're the only ones apparently that have free speech to this extent. We can't let ours go, and we cannot just. I agree with you. We can't go towards what's happening in the UK. I mean, look, Sweden's called Swedenstan. That's their nickname now. They're called the rape capital of the West, Sweden. Because feminists have decided, like, no, we need to bring the refugees in here because multiculturalism and diversity. Now look what's happening.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What is it? Like in Japan, you know, their immigration policy is really strict.
Yeah. Oh, in China.
Yeah. Like, you see how low their numbers are in terms of the foreigners they bring in.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then like you're talking about Sweden, UK, here, you know, they're so lenient on the illegal immigrants or whatever. And then with the legals, they're like, they treat you like shit. You know, it's just like,
yeah, it's insane. Well, you know what it is too? They're confusing these like just dumb leftists. They're confusing multiculturalism with multi-ethnicism. Like, they want multi-ethnicism, but they're saying multiculturalism, like all cultures are made the same. All cultures are not made the same. Like, you can't just look at somebody with brown skin and be like, that person has culture, therefore we must accept it for the sake of accepting it. That's not how it works. I mean, like the Incas in the past used to like make human sacrifices because they thought the sun wasn't going to come up. Are we going to be like, hooray, because culture? Like we're not like, no, like we're not doing that. You know, like not all cultures are made alike. So people need to be open to that and just accepting of that fact. And that's the beauty of culture. You can choose what your culture is. You can pick and choose how, you know, and cultures change and evolve. It's always happened. So to say that, no, we have to accept them for who they are. Like, you know, like in Sweden, they're like, we'll allow them to have child brides because it's their culture. Like, excuse me? Are you condoning this now? Because
crazy.
Because culture, like I just don't understand. I cannot understand.
Okay, so just think, like, you know, in our house or your house or wherever, you know, it's you, and then you're bringing all these people who are completely different. Everyone has different tastes in music. You know, they wear different clothes, they speak different languages.
Yes.
After about, I don't know, 30 minutes, people are gonna be like, I want to kill this motherfucker because he's listening to music I don't like, or doing something I don't want him to do. So I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, it's exactly like I don't understand. And I'm like, yes, Japan's doing it right. Japan doesn't give a damn. And people are like, well, because Japan's racist. And no, they're protecting their culture. They know what's happening. They're smart. They're proactive, and they act. Are they a little overzealous sometimes in certain things? Okay, yeah, maybe. But they're not dealing what you're dealing with. So stay mad. Like and like be afraid to walk outside of your house. Like, and be afraid to let your daughters like walk to school. Like, come on, people.
Whenever an illegal immigrant is the one that does a crime, everyone's like, oh, don't.
Yeah.
Inclusions, whatever. But then anyone else is like, white racist. Like, right. Come on, man.
Like, this is complete crazy. Like, hold Black people and people of color. I hate people of color so much. I hate that phrase so much. People of color. POC. I cannot stand POC. I cannot.
Even better, African American.
I've always hated African American. Just say Black. I've always hated African American because I'm not African. Like, my parents were Haitian. Like, and I was born here in like the United States, but my parents are Haitian. So, and my dad would always tell me, like, you are not Haitian American, you're not African American, you're an American, period. And I'd be like, what are you talking about? Do you want me to like, and I never understood because I was a kid. I never understood why he would say that until now when I grew up, and I'm like, these modifiers, like Asian American, African American, Latino American, these modifiers are what's dividing us even more. And we're letting the progressives, the liberals do that to us so we can feel like we're part of a special group. Like, nah, bruh, we're Americans. That's it.
It's funny because those people, you know, like you were explaining, like the progressives and the liberals who they're talking about labels, right? Like, you know, we want to label this and that. But then when like, you know, like African American or Black or whatever, there's some labels they like and there's some labels that they don't like.
Oh, of course. Yes, of course. It's always a double standard.
Yeah, pick one. Like, do you like labels or not? Like,
right. They want the labels that are good for them. They want the laws that are good for them. They want the ideal. But if it's the same for you, then all of a sudden we have a problem. Wait a minute. I'm offended in my feelings. Like again, Ben Shapiro said, facts don't care about your feelings. It's great. Nobody should be caring about each other's feelings. If you want people to care about your feelings, like, go see a shrink, go get a friend, go pet a puppy. That's your, like, feelings have nothing to do. I'm not here to be about your feelings. I don't care about you're offended. Nothing to do with me. That's between you and your shrink and your God, or whoever you go to. Like these are the facts. Cry me a river. Like, people need to start, and I see that though. There's a shift in our like cultural, like this cultural war that we're in. People are fighting for truth, and people are fighting for like it's like a battle between truth and cultural Marxism, which is, you know, like, no, again, my feelings, like, no, your feelings don't matter. Maybe to your parents, but not me. Not here.
I mean, speaking of feelings, you know, obviously, I think it was today, they had that Supreme Court case about the bakery and the cake.
I was so happy. Yes.
It's funny too, because, you know, I see people saying like this is a step in the wrong direction, saying, well, this is just going to intimidate. This is going to make more people hate, you know, you're against. And then Seth MacFarlane comes up with, well, we do have freedom of religion, but we also have freedom of religion, or freedom of disassociation of that religion. So, you know, I don't know. It's
yeah. Well, here's the thing. If people, during the 1960s, right, 1950s and 50s and 60s, when they were like the whole Jim Crow era, like people were like, we don't want to go back to Jim Crow. That's why we did this, and we're heroes. Back in those days, first of all, Jim Crow was put on, like people were exchanging businesses and all that stuff. They wanted to stop white people from exchanging goods and doing business with black people. They were already doing business with black people already because they wanted money. The Jim Crow laws made it so they couldn't do it. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of Jim Crow's laws made it so that white people were forced to not do it at all. Thank you, Democrats. Mm-hmm. Now, when that happened, I'm not for it because it's government, because I consider myself to be a conservatarian. That's government going in and putting their rules on how, you know, the free exchange of ideas, free exchange of commerce. I'm not for that. Now, when that happened, it forced, in a weird way, it was a blessing. Now, I know it's going to be like a weird, people going to take that soundbite and blow it out of proportion. I'm not saying it was a good thing, what happened. I'm saying in a weird way, it was a blessing because what it did is that it forced black people to deal with black people. So there were a lot more black businesses. Because, I mean, if no one's going to sell you anything, or no one's going to, like, you know, do business with you, you're forced to make your own businesses, right? You're forced to bake your own, like make your own cake bakery shop. You were forced to, you know, nobody wanted you in their schools. You were forced to create your own schools, to the point where we had like, we had the, like, a family unit, like black people had a strong family unit back then. It was rare that you would see a father out of the house, out of the home. Harlem was safe. People like I don't know if you heard Thomas Sowell, but he was describing the 60s. People like slept on their like with the windows up. Like nobody was afraid of people getting at them. Like it was a safe place because they made sure their communities were safe for themselves. Now it forced them to deal with each other. They had, because of that, they had like more black businesses, more black everything. You know what I'm saying? So naturally, I believe that human progression naturally will progress to a point where we won't need any of that, because the best way to stop a racist isn't to shame them, yell at them, whatever. It's to prove them wrong. But again, that's something else Thomas Sowell said. So we were doing that back in the 1950s and 60s because we were not looking at but like the blacks in the past were taking care of their own communities and they were coming up. Then all of a sudden, the civil rights leaders, W.E.B. Du Bois, and like the ideology of that, and like Booker T. Washington and Frederick Douglass was a lot earlier, but Booker T. Washington, W.B. Du Bois, his main goal was for us to get political power. Like he's like, if we won't get respect unless we get political power, and we can't get black achievement unless we get political power and get on the scene. Booker T. Washington said, no, what you have to do is work on yourself, your communities, and your families. So take the hit, take the discrimination, take the racism now. Like the only thing they can't do is put hands on you and do all other types of crime, but take the discrimination now, work on yourself, make yourself better, chase that money, make that grind, right? Don't get involved in politics, because what's going to happen is you're going to put people in power. Like now we have black leaders. You're going to put people in power that aren't for you, and you're going to still be chasing power when you should be really realizing that power is in yourself. That was Booker T. Washington's main ideology. So, but instead we ended up following W.E.B. Du Bois is he's the ideology and the mentality that like blacks were indoctrinated with to get more political power. That's how we have the Black Congressional Caucus, which is stupid. That's why that wouldn't stand up for a low unemployment rate. That's why we have like these black leaders that claim to be leaders, the NAACP, and all they do is push us on welfare, make us dependent on welfare, so that Al Sharpton can make sure he has his spotlight on TV. So that's what's happening right now. Where was I before? Sorry, I know I went on a tangent, but like we are going in the step in the right direction, because freedom of association lets people it does let people discriminate, but it also means that I feel we are in a more evolved society, despite what the television tells us. We are in a more evolved society where, like, if someone says like no blacks on their store, I won't go in there. I'm okay with that. Like, I don't want you spitting in my food because I'm black. Like, you don't want me there, I'm not going, And I'm sure I have other friends and family members who are like, okay, then we're not going there either. Any business that's dumb enough to do that deserves to get the hit that they take. Or if they don't get a hit, then whatever. That's the free market. That's how it works. Later on, slowly, as businesses that are smart enough to remove race from the equation get smarter, bigger, and more profitable, maybe it'll be a lesson to the smaller ones that decide to be racist. Maybe they'll change their ways. Maybe they never do act. That's fine. Doesn't matter. People should have the right to associate with who they want to, even if it hurts your feelings or not. That's what I believe. I feel like it's definitely a step in the right direction, because what's right, because I put on my post, rights works both ways, right? The same way gays can't force a Christian baker to bake a cake, anti-Muslim people can't force a Muslim bakery to bake a picture with Muhammad's picture on it. Same thing. Right. That's how it works. And if you don't like it, you go find another baker. You're going to tell me you can't find one in this day and age? No. Yeah. But
because we were having a kind of a discussion about that earlier.
Yeah. The only thing that they're not stopping them from going to another baker. There's tons of other people who would love to take their money.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, they're not. We'll take it, sure.
Right, exactly. Like, oh, you don't take blacks? I'll take their business. Fine. And it's not just us. We have friends, we have families that are also not racist. We'll be like, you know what? I'm not shopping there because I don't want to, associate myself with you. So not only do you don't lose just the black businesses, you lose all the other people that are around that black people who are friends and family and coworkers or whatever. So if you want to end up doing that and end up going out of business, or just end up getting money that's trickling in and get a bad reputation, fine. That's your business as well. But I don't believe that a government should make people, you have to be inclusive. You have to bake this cake and you have to, no, I'm so against it. We are so in the right direction. I like this. I like this a lot. I like this. Because feelings will be hurt at first, but they have to get over it. It's not your bakery. If not, bake your own cake. That's it.
Yeah. To elaborate on your point, I feel like nowadays people would be so outraged if someone wrote like a bad Yelp review saying like, oh, well, these people don't serve gays. So, and then they would just go out of business. That's just how it would be,
Yeah. And even if they didn't go out of business, they'll have a couple of money trickling in from like the few dregs of people that are still support you. But then other businesses around you will get bigger, better, stronger, and then you'll just fade. Then you'll really fade away.
Yeah, and that baker that this whole case is about, he's taking that risk in terms of okay.
Oh, sorry, I'm back. Sorry, it's like I'm boiling in here.
He's taking that risk of declining their business to make a cake for a gay wedding, whatever, because of his religious beliefs. He's taking that risk. That's on him.
Right.
So he knows that he's losing the money. He knows he could be getting like however much money it's going to be to make that cake, or how much they're going to pay him or whatever. So he's taking, that risk. I've said that 3,000 times, risk.
I do that a lot.
That's what being in a business is. You take risks. Whether someone, obviously, whatever you do in a business, not everyone's going to like it. But that's the point. You're going to be in business for 1 month or for 10 years or however long, or like a Walmart where you're pretty much going to be forever.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing. I feel like it went in the right direction, because freedom of association, freedom of religion, that's important to keep. And it's good that finally we have a Supreme Court that's holding up the law. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm glad it's that way. I mean, I didn't vote for Trump because I was scared to death. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, he's too much of a wild card. I mean, I liked him back in his celebrity day. I still liked him. I didn't have any problems with him. But him being president, I was like, oh my God. But I wasn't gonna vote for Hillary either. I voted like Gary Johnson, libertarian.
Yeah,
and I was like,
it was one of those like legit like.
Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
And I'm like, I refuse to vote for the lesser of two evils. I'm going to vote for Gary Johnson because I believe in libertarianism. So I'm going to vote for him and then let the chips fall where they lie. But I'm happy with what he's done so far. I would probably say I definitely am I definitely am a Trump supporter now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not like a blind. Yeah. Like if he messes up, I have no problems calling him out on it. Like, let's be clear. Like, let's be clear. As everybody should.
So what's something that Trump's done that you're like the first thing he did, you're like, oh, this might actually be a pretty good presidency.
Oh, like the first 10 days he was in office, he was signing out executive orders like bloop, done, like literally he was undoing everything that like Obama was, and I was like, what? Are you kidding me? He's actually doing something instead of just talking about it, because how many politicians in the past have done that? I was like, whoa, and to the point where like his administration had to like calm him down, like, calm down, wait a minute. We're working too fast for us. But I was like, wow. And then like certain things started popping up more like when he mentioned the thing about Sweden. Do you guys remember that part when he mentioned like, look what's happening in Sweden yesterday about the whole migrants and how they're getting out of control? And they crucified him for that because he mentioned the word yesterday. Like, and they're like, nothing happened yesterday, whatever. And people in Sweden were like, yo, we have a serious problem here. And then they had to go to like, and then like they verified like what he was saying. They're like, no, it's a I don't want to swear on this podcast.
Oh, I've already sweared, so it's all good.
Oh, you did? Okay, yeah. Like he was like, they were like, it's a shit show down here. Like people are like, the migrants are out of control. They're acting up, and literally they made a huge news thing about it. Like, look how wrong Trump was. CNN, of course. And literally like the next day there was a migrant riot. And I was like, okay, so you made yourselves look stupid. And then he did the whole like individual mandate. Like I wasn't a fan of Obamacare. He got rid of the individual mandate because no government, it's so against the law. Like no government should force people to buy into something. Like that's not how it works. It's not how it works. So I'm glad he got rid of the individual mandate. And then what else? I'm trying to think. Appointing Gorsuch for the Supreme Court, when Gorsuch is like, I'm not here to make the law. I'm here to interpret the law the way it is and uphold the Constitution. I'm not here to make make legislation from. I'm like, yes, another one. Like it was just winning after winning after winning. I wasn't a fan of the Syrian strikes. I don't know why, because I'm like, I'm just like. Anything that's like striking you, like, you know, because there's civilians, there's kids there, and I'm like, wait a minute, because before that there were reports saying that Syria was pretty much getting better, and like not better, but they were Iraq was like ISIS was leaving the territory, and they're like pretty much 90%, 98% annihilated, and I'm like, and so him throwing that hit, it seemed like people were like, no, if you do that, you're playing into their hands. So I didn't really know what to do. I felt like we should have waited before we got another strike in. Me personally, I didn't like the fan he signed the omnibus bill, because I'm like, what are you doing? Planned Parenthood, why should we be tax dollars funding this? But then someone explained it to me, like it doesn't mean they're actually getting the money. It just means it's just part of, like it's part of the budget. He can still deny it. So I'm like, all right, fine. Because he said, remember how he tweeted? He was like, I may veto this. And I was like, yes. And then he was like, he signed it. And I'm like, you son of a. And I went on Twitter and I went off. I was like, are you kidding me? The deep state already has you. But turns out like it's not really the way they explain it. They're not really getting the money. So, go ahead.
Okay. So the thing about Obamacare that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knew I was going to go to this, because right when you mentioned Obamacare, the first thing was I owe money because that motherfucker. Because I didn't have health insurance for most of last year, I believe. Well, yeah, most of last year. I would have gotten a refund. But now I owe money because that dumb fuck, Obama, was like, hey, guess what? You need to have insurance or you're going to have to pay a fine. Well, fuck you, man.
Oh.
Yeah, real.
No.
You know what's funny, too, about that is, you know, when people are like, well, if you get rid of this bill or Obamacare, people are going to get off the healthcare. Yeah, because they were forced into it.
Exactly. Duh, fool. Right. And it's like, I just don't understand. And you know who I blame for this? Michael stupid Fatty Moore. I can't stand that guy. He made this documentary, Sicko, and was like, look how like, but other countries, and shut up. Like I can't stand him. Mind your business. Because if do you guys watch Louder with Crowder?
Sometimes, yeah. We actually saw him live recently.
I'm so jealous. I'm a Mug Club member, and you guys don't even watch him on the regular. You guys are so jealous. But he made this great. If you look online, like Louder with Crowder, but I don't think he was his own show at that time. I think he was just like with PJTV and talked about like the reality. I think it was like the reality of Canadian, or the truth of Canadian healthcare. Watch it. It's hilarious and sad at the same time.
I know what you're talking about. I saw that.
Okay, good. Yeah. Like it talks about like universal healthcare, how it's complete. And look what happened, like the whole baby Alfie thing. Like the baby died because they wouldn't let the baby. Like, I cannot believe, if that's not a wake-up call. Like, they're willing to let your kids die for socialized medicine. They are willing to let your babies die to prove a point that they want socialized medicine. Like, I don't understand what's happening, but people need to wake up out here. Like, they're okay with sacrificing you and your children. Go ahead.
Like, sorry, he started talking. With the Alfie thing, even if the doctors deemed him like, you know, he's never going to wake up from the coma and he's never going to be able to hear or see or speak or think like normally, other than like a vegetative state, the parents should have the choice on getting higher health care in the country.
Yes.
So that, like, that was disturbing to me.
Other places were like, didn't other places offer to fly the baby out, and the government was like, no. Like, I cannot believe they didn't. I need to know what are the parents doing now? Are they just like, what are they doing now? I hope, like, I would be suing everybody and then some. Like, I can't even tell you. It's insane.
Yeah, and especially there, it's hard to change things because it seems like once that law's in, it's almost impossible.
That's exactly. And that's the thing. That's why I like Trump, because it seemed like once a law is in there, you just can't get it out. Because a lot of people, because establishment Democrats and Democrats in general are the worst of the worst. Now, establishment GOP are also the worst of the worst, because they're the ones who were presiding at the time that the the Patriot Act came about. Remember that Patriot Act? So it just seemed like the deep state, whatever you guys want to call. Some people call it the Illuminati. Some people call it the deep state. Some people call it the Rockefellers. I don't know. The people, they have different faces to whoever is the man behind the mask. But whoever these people are just want more power. And they'll swing from one end to the other to get that power. Because now the Patriot Act is in there. Obama put the NDAA. Obama lengthened the Patriot Act. He was like, okay, we'll put it in again. Like, people thought. And when he did that, I was like, wait a minute, dude, I thought you were the change. So, but those laws are still on the books. No one's removing them. We have a majority in the House, majority in the Senate, and no one's talking about that. No one's talking about term limits. No one's talking about civil asset forfeitures, like where the government can just be like, oh, like just start seizing your assets and you're not even under arrest. Like, no one's talking about these things. So I want people to keep an eye out. Like, don't think like, well, because we, it's anything but a Democrat, so we're good. Be careful. I'm with you. Anything but a Democrat is better. But don't go from like one plantation to the next. Like, keep an eye out and just be vigilant. Be vigilant and don't put all your eggs in one basket. Be a complete free thinker. If you have to be an independent, be just don't be all gung ho for one thing.
Oh yeah, I know people on social media who are like that. They don't even care. They're anti-Trump no matter what he does. Like one example recently is that Trump, I think he signed a bill where patients can have access to drugs that haven't been FDA approved. Right?
The right to try. Yes.
Yeah. And guess what? Nobody talked about it because they wanted that. Because Trump did, they're like, oh, I guess we can't talk about that because that was actually what we wanted.
No, but they didn't want that either, though. They didn't want that either, because if they did, they had 8 years under Obama to put that in. They never did. They don't want that either.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like they pretended they wanted it or something, but because, like I said, they're so anti-Trump because he did it, so they're not going to talk about it.
Trump derangement syndrome, yes.
not FDA approved, then people might die or something. And I'm like,
well, the FDA can mind their business, because the FDA's job should be this. Here's this product. Here's what's in it. In my FDA opinion, it's dangerous. I don't think you should take it. It should be the people to decide whether they take it or not. The fact that the FDA has the ability to have guns to shut down clinics and other research programs or whatever, because they're like, well, it's dangerous. Like, no, mind your business. Mind your business. I'll decide if it's dangerous. It's my body. That's why I like the whole conservative libertarian mindset, because it gives autonomy over like the actual body, like my body, I get to choose what I put into it. Don't tell me if you think it's dangerous. That's fine. Thank you for your opinion. Now go sit down.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all they should be left up to.
You see that little thing on like toothpaste or something. Oh, this is FDA accepted. Oh, great. Awesome.
Right.
Fluoride. Great.
Exactly. So what's happened right now? Do you guys ever seen a documentary called The Brzezinski Clinic?
No, I
haven't seen that one actually.
Ooh, look it up online. It's the best. I don't know if I feel like I found mine online. The Brzezinski Clinic. You guys write it down. So it talks about this guy who basically was able to shrink to like serious aggressive brain tumors, and basically documents how the FDA tried to stop him at every level. The FDA partnered with the American Association for Cancer. Yeah, how they tried to stop him at every step of the way. Yeah. Wow. Like they stole his patents. They messed up his clinical trials. All that stuff. And they were like, that's why for me, I'm like, the FDA, like, are in big pharma, they're like this. But FDA, the fact that we have such respect for them, they need to sit down. Tell me what's in it. I'll decide the rest. Thank you so much for and then we should also have independent agencies that also do testing and say, here's what's in it, and they compare. Here's what's in it. Here's what's in it. Is it dangerous? It's not that dangerous. Like, like really see what scientists are saying. And the FDA needs to be stripped of their enforcement power completely. Like, your job, tell us what's in it. That's it. If it's FDA, and be competing against other agencies so that we can make sure your facts are set.
I think that's a good way of combating it, because having just the FDA be the final know-it-all.
Exactly.
You're supposed to trust them. But if the FDA or like these experimental drugs were going to kill people or whatever, well then why are people still dying of drugs that are FDA approved?
Preach. So, thank you. Exactly. Oh my God, you guys are so smart. Oh, thank God for people like you in the world. Thank God for you guys. Thank God for you guys. Because finally there's hope. There's hope. Because I'm like, we are. But yeah, there's another documentary if you guys want to take this down. This is also free online. It's called A World Without Cancer. And it's by Edgar G. Griffin. Or Griffin. I'm going to say Griffin. Edgar G. Griffin. And he basically talks about vitamin B17 and how it's found in apricot kernels. Now, vitamin B17 is a cancer-killing vitamin. Yes, right. So, because and it basically talks about how they research this, like what it does, and all that stuff. Like A World Without Cancer. Write that down and look it up. And that's how you'd be surprised. And then after you do that, it made perfect sense why the FDA back in like 1971 or something. I forgot. I don't know. I probably get my dates wrong, but I heard that they banned apricot trees. Or because they're like, well, they banned apricot trees or something. Let me look it up. Hang on, let me find out. Hang on a second. FDA.
I know, right?
I was eating this morning.
FDA openly banned apricot seeds because they had been published as a cure for cancer. Curing cancer is illegal in America. Oh yeah. Well, because here's the thing, apricot. It's not an end all be all. Apricot seed, because again, B17 is a cancer killing vitamin, but if you take too much of it, it can also turn to cyanide in your stomach. So that's how strong it is. You can't be popping them every day, crazy.
Like apricot, or how do you pronounce that word? Apricots in your mouth.
Apricot. Yeah.
One or two.
But if you look carefully, you see them in stores. You can't get apricot seeds in stores. You can get apricot dried fruit and a bunch of other almonds and stuff. You can't find it. You have to buy it like on Amazon. Yeah, exactly. They don't want, right. Like it's insane. Like what I tell, like FDA needs to sit down.
That's why some people have that conspiracy theory that there's already a cure for cancer.
Yeah,
but
there's plenty of different cures. Apricot seed is one variation. If you go to the Brzezinski clinic, look up that documentary. That's another way that a guy has figured it out. There's plenty of cures for everything out there. You're just not getting it. I know it sounds like tinfoil hat type stuff, but once you decide to really do your research and go down the rabbit hole, you'll realize that the government is not for you at all. This is the American Cancer Association. Nope. Forget them. Like, don't donate to any of these things. I don't care. Susan G. Komen. You guys ever seen The Pink Ribbon? I think it's what's called documentary. It's called Pink Ribbon. Let me see.
Man, we're like way behind on these documentaries.
I know, but I like watching documentaries. Now we have at least 3 to go to now.
Yeah.
It's called Pink Ribbons Inc. Inc. Incorporated. It talks about basically how they're just using the pink ribbon to the symbol to put on like every merchandise everywhere, marches, all that stuff. 3-day Susan G. Komen walks and it's like, well, where's the cure? It's going towards the research, guys. Like, okay, we're done. We're done with this. Yeah. Unless you people need to be like, I demand a cure, or you're not going to see a dime of my money. I want these organizations to start drying out. And I think like the president gets like $400,000 a year, all nonprofit. BT Dubs, all nonprofit. She makes like 6 figures, and it's like $400,000 a year or something. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Right, I'm not behind the curtain. They get all the money.
They're just making money off it.
Right. I'm not walking for you. I'm not giving you my money. Like, I'm not, none of that stuff. Like, when your eyes are open, you become so empowered. It's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So check out these documentaries I sent you. They're good stuff.
Good stuff. I know. I wrote them all down.
Yes.
Like knowing all of this type of things later on, I guess, because you didn't know them when you were younger, right? So
no,
does that make you more nihilistic, or does it make you more hopeful?
It makes me more hopeful because I'm always an optimistic person anyway. It definitely makes me more hopeful while I'm watching it or being in the midst of it or seeing the gravity of the situation. It does feel like, oh my gosh, how can we ever get out? But I definitely feel more hopeful because there's a tide happening. Like the more people that know about it and are willing to talk about it, the more it gives me hope. It really does, because it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Why? Because someone knows about it. Someone's able to get the avocado, or someone's able to like we're able to have free speech here. You know what I mean? Like, even though other places it's pretty much turning into like, you know, UK, London, it's turning into like, again, V for Vendetta, that movie. It's like the beginnings of it. But over here we have free speech, so we can speak on behalf of it. If the US falls, then it's over. Because we're the only ones that have, no, not the only ones. I don't say the only ones. I know Switzerland has the Second Amendment. I don't know about other, but the Second Amendment is mandatory in Switzerland. I don't know if it's in their constitution or not, but it's in our constitution, like the law of the land. You have to have this, you have the right to be armed. You have the right to free speech. Other places don't have that. And in Canada, they're passing blasphemy laws. They're passing, you have to say these pronouns, and no, we're not going to say those. Now more and more.
I've mentioned this example before about Canada. There was a comedian who got fined. He had to pay the government $40,000 because of a joke. Someone.
Yeah. If comedians can't be offensive and funny, then what are they like? They're trying to destroy everything. Like what? So comedians can't even speak now. Comedians are supposed to be the ones that are the voice for people who are anti-establishment, and now you're cracking down on them. But here's the thing. What's interesting? The government isn't cracking down. Well, the government in in Canada, I think, they're cracking them on there. Over here, comedians are getting cracked down upon because it's these social justice twats, these social justice warriors, crybaby snowflakes that no, this joke is not funny. And you don't, if it's not funny, then step aside. You don't get to tell me what's funny. I like it. I'm gonna listen to the joke. So now they have people policing other people. So we need to now, before we go battle with the government, we need to start battling each other. And what I'm seeing now is there's a lot of people now are willing to step up and battle each other. Like, you don't tell me what to say. Like, the meme war isn't only being won by the left. Now the right is coming out with their memes, and their memes are funnier, more accurate. Like they're like, you know what I mean? Like, it's more and more people are willing to raise their voices to oppose this kind of stuff. Candace Owens and Louder with Crowder and the CRTV, Roaming Millennial, like all these people are now, is more and more voices bulging. What's the word I'm trying to find?
Belligerent?
Was it?
Belligerent?
Belligerent? Is that the word?
Sounds
more and more voices are boiling up. We'll say boiling because it's 9 o'clock and words are hard.
Yeah.
But they're boiling up. So that's what gives me more and more hope. You know, because if you go online on Twitter, like there's a whole community. By the way, find me on Twitter at Real Wendy Bell. Real Wendy Bell. Belle. At Real Wendy Bell.
Yeah, we got a link down there in the description. So.
Oh, you guys are awesome. But there's more and more voices that are coming out, and there are even me. I'm thinking about making a podcast or a video podcast and talking about these kind of things, especially for and definitely for like the Black community, because they're using us they're using us as a tool. You know, like, you're a victim, Black people. No, we're not. We're good.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you guys say anything like slightly off the, you know, whatever, the road or whatever, you know, you guys get called like,
oh, it's Uncle Tom, Coon, race trader, what else? A whole bunch of other stuff. Yeah, I can't think of anything else, but yeah, you get called it 24/7, 7 days a week. But then when I realized that, I'm like, well, that's not gonna stop me. I mean, I was raised in a Haitian household. Like, I was raised by insult Navy SEALs. Like, you can't hurt my feelings at all. Okay? Like, we clown on each other all the time in a Haitian household. Like, that's what you do.
Right.
You know, you wake up to insults. I mean, they love you, but it's not, you know, but it's like, I'm one of 5 siblings. So we're always clowning on each other. You know what I mean? Like, it's, nah, you can't hurt my feelings. That ship has sailed. But yeah.
And speaking of like race, you know, obviously with the whole Starbucks thing that happened, and you know, those 2 Black gentlemen getting arrested. I don't even know 100% of what happened, so I'm like kind of not really knowing what I'm talking about. But what I do want to talk is that stupid, retarded Starbucks training.
Racial bias training.
Yeah, the racial bias training video where these like CEOs and these elites are like talking down to everyone, like, how dare you, like, because they're so desperate, like, oh my God, Starbucks, we're like the biggest liberal company ever.
Yeah, they're like panicking. It's funny.
Yeah, literally, like, almost like the week after or something, you had this video, nice and nice high budget production, whatever, comments part of it, and I'm like, man, come on, man.
Yep. It's because here's the thing: they fucking comment. Okay. So.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, like we're speechless. We're without speech.
And this will not help them. This will not be because all you do, because social justice companies that cower to the mob will only create more mobs, because the mob wants to know they can control you. So if there's not a company out there that's willing to say, you know what, shut up, I'm done listening to you. Like, I'm not going to have any bias, anything. These are the rules of our Starbucks and any Starbucks everywhere. You buy something or you leave. They did not buy anything. They stayed there and was like, I'm waiting for a friend. And they're like, yeah, well, you can't just stay loiter. You have to buy something. That's happened to me before. That's happened to everybody. And then we'd have to just, give them $2 to buy a cookie or something. Like, fine, give me this water. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I would have to like rush to the bathroom. Like I have to go right now. I would throw my credit card here. Pow, hit him right in the head. Pow, ring out whatever you want. I gotta pee. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I can't. You know what I'm saying? But they stood there and was like, "No, I'm not buying anything. My friend's using the bathroom." And then they were asked to leave. Cops came by and told them to leave multiple times. Not just like one time, multiple times told them to leave. Then more cops came, told them to leave. More cops came, told them to. And I'm like, at that point, didn't like Black Lives Matter said you should have been shot by now? They're telling you to leave a private business and you're still here. Like, that's the thing too. Like, Black people need to know they have to follow the rules like everybody else. And the fact that they caved in and were like, no, I'm sorry, we're going to make sure we train 8,000 of our people to not be racist. Like, no, I would have doubled down. I would have been like, not only am I not doing none of that crap, I'm going to take you to court for loitering because that's a rule for everybody. You were asked to leave by police. You got belligerent with our barista. Oh yeah, I make more money than you in a year. Like they were like getting belligerent. Like I would have doubled down, tripled down. Like, and you going because you have to follow the rules. Like you have to hold Black people to the same standards as everybody else. This whole thing where we have to make sure Black people get protected at all costs. Like that's called the bigotry of low expectations. Like you don't think they can handle it. So you have to make sure you have special rules for them. Like sit down. And when you watch the video, there's one guy I hate the most in that video. I don't know if you guys have a chance to see it. It's all over the web. You should see it. There's one guy, this white older guy. And you could tell he was like prepped. He had his cape on, hand on the hip, so proud. So why are you like taking them out? Is it because they're Black? No. Is it because they're like you could tell he's like, I'm going to be the hero of this situation. Let me be loud. And you don't know what's happening. You don't know they were asked to leave. It's a private business. Pay or leave. That's a rule for everybody. Black, white, Asian, whatever. All of a sudden you're Black and you think you're better than the rules. What is that? No. And if you don't hold them to that situation, they're going to get worse and think I can do whatever I want because all I got to do is play the race card and NAACP's at my door and all I have to do is do an interview with CNN, put on a pair of glasses and wear a tie now and be like, look, I'm really a business investor. You weren't a business investor. Period. You weren't a business. Show me your business card. What's the name of your company? Please. Like, stop pandering around white people of color. Stop pandering to Black people as if they can't handle it. No, they need to be held to the standard as everybody else. Behave in public or be held accountable. That's it.
Remember when Starbucks did that thing where I guess they wrote on their cups, let's talk about race. And like, you remember that? And that lasted for like a week.
Yeah, of course. Why? With you? Yeah, just to be
spectacle. We're going to talk about race. It's going to be great. And people are like, this is stupid. Coffee.
Yeah, exactly. People don't like to be preached to. That's why no one's watching award show ceremonies. That's why nobody's watching the same TV shows. No one likes to be preached at. Like, treating other people like they were already racist before you even know them is not going to bode well. Like, I don't understand it. Like, all you see now on TV is just a whole bunch of social justice propaganda, and people are like, you know what, I'm good. Look what happened to Han Solo, the whole Solo movie. I didn't get a chance to see it. I still want to see it because I love movies. I love bad movies because I just love going to the cinema. But people are already trashing it because they're like, too much social justice. And I was like, what? They're still not learning? They're still not learning? They're still popping out this crap? Like, I don't understand. But
yeah, when Hotep Jesus did that whole thing where he's like, yeah, I heard of some reparations. You give me that free coffee.
And then it worked.
And it worked. And he went on Fox and had all the interviews, whatever. And it's like, oh, I got free coffee because, we used to be slaves and, all this stuff.
Like we used to be slaves. You was never a slave. Anybody living in this era was never unless you were an actual, like you're like 100 years old and you actually came out from nobody.
Yeah, that's what it was basically doing, was basically making fun of it, was, there's all these, I have reparations because I'm black, so the free coffee.
And he wanted to see if it would work, and then they'll like, oh yeah, here's your coffee.
What do you want? Caramel, please.
I'm good for him. So pathetic. These stupid. Actually, something like that kind of happened. Like I was at a job one time, and they're like, Wendy, you can have the day off, for Kwanzaa, and I was like, all right, cool, thanks. Meanwhile, I don't celebrate Kwanzaa. Like that's what you get for assuming. That's what you get for assuming because you're too much. You're too much. Nobody celebrates Kwanzaa. Let's be real. A made-up holiday. Like it's people too much. I can't. I cannot. I can't. I just can't.
Yeah, that person, that your manager there is a racist for saying that.
I wouldn't say racist. I'd probably say ignorant. I was gonna say hella ignorant. But don't tell me I can't take a free day off for Kwanzaa.
If someone said that to me, I'd be like, yeah, I totally saw
that.
Yeah. I'd be like, yeah. I was like, thank you so much. Thank you for understanding. Yeah. Call my cousin up like, we going to the beach. Like I can't. I really can't. Like enough with the white guilt. There's no unless you actually have slaves in your basement right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that. They're like, I'm so sorry. Or what do they say? Like, dear white people, we need to be better or something. It's like, do you have slaves in your basement or like?
Well, they do that stupid thing where they're like they chain themselves and they do that dumb protest. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm white. I didn't mean to be born this way, but
shut, right? A whole bunch of betas crying about how they have it. Like I just can't. Like I'm so sorry for my white privilege. And shut up. Nobody can't. Like shut up. There's no white privilege. Sorry, I'm putting my charger in because I like 5% battery life. This computer's like, we're about to turn off. 5, 4, 3. It's like, my God, my computer's not messing around.
Nope.
Yeah. I have a Mac. She be giving me attitude. Siri is such a tool. I can't. She's like, charge me, put me in. I'm like, you still have plenty of battery. He's like, we're closing down in 5, 4.
I'm going to sleep.
You have a Mac?
Yeah.
So do we. And like everything, I don't know why, but like everything I do on it is hard to do. I don't know why. Like, I didn't buy the intention of doing videos, but now it's like, oh, now I have to convert this to I don't know.
Oh yeah. Well, do you guys use Final Cut, right?
Well, with our live streaming, we have to have like a converter that converts to USB because we only have one USB-C port. So
oh God, yeah.
You can't charge and film at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah. I know. Take it to the Genius Bar. Go get those lessons. I used to work at the Apple store. So that's how I'm like I'm an Apple because they treat their employees well. Yeah. Great company. Awesome company. And like the people there that are happy and like they're genuinely that happy. They love the company that much because the company knows how to build culture. The company is like it also depends on what managers you get to, but the managers are like, do what you can to make the customer happy. Like there are times we have to tell people like, I don't think you should get this Mac. I think a PC would be for you. Like, because Macs are like $1,400, $1,500 and people are like, what are you using it for? And they're like, Google and Word. And I'm like, bruh.
Go get that HP over there.
Yeah.
We had to like walk, and then like we'd be in the mall, and then there'd be a PC store in the mall too, and we would walk a customer down there and be like, listen, this customer needs a PC. Can you help them? Like, do what you can to, and you're empowered as an employee to like. If you make a mistake, it's not like how dare you. They're just like, oh, okay. Well, what have we learned? Could we do it better? Come to us for help next time. All right, cool. Go and have fun. Like it really is a great company. Great company, great culture.
Because I'm one of the what you call an Apple slave because I have an Apple phone, an iWatch.
Yeah, you're stuck, right? Yeah, I feel you. Yep. iMac.
Something.
Yeah.
I sure.
Yeah. But they've built a really, really great culture. Any company that builds a culture like Apple, like could surpass Apple because all you have to do is now innovate. Because now see them do it. Like all this other stuff, like, you know, you have a phone, and the wireless charging, you put it down somewhere, and it could, like, I was hoping Apple came up with that. You know, like when Apple used to be the first company that came out with cool stuff automatically. Now they're just the first ones to get rid of all our ports. And I'm just like, bruh, I still have CDs. Like, get over yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like,
Samsung's one that's being the innovator. They're the one doing all the first, and Apple's like, oh shit, okay, we have it too.
Yeah, like they need to start innovating new things again. Like stop fixing stuff that's not broken. Give us something like cool. Now,
you're mentioning culture at Apple and how great it is and how everyone has the same culture. Now just imagine that Apple store having different cultures and how great it would be.
No, it would not be great. Like everybody, it would not be great at all. No, exactly what I'm talking about. But Apple's multi-ethnic, right? But they're not multicultural. Mm-hmm. Like we don't have 50 different types of different organizations they have one specific culture, one specific rule book and all that. And you follow that culture no matter what race you are. You have the same standards no matter what race you are. Like that's what makes a great organization, company, country, whatever. Like the race part is trivial, trivial. But what's happening right now is that the left is making it such a big deal out of race. Like if you're the worst thing you can be called is racist. Like I feel like people need to stop running away from that word. Like because anything that they can use to instill fear in you, put a kibosh on that. Like and don't ever be on the defensive. Like, you know, like I'm not a racist, like I have black friends. Like no, like be like go on the offensive. Like you're a racist. And like I think Ben Shapiro said it best when he was like, if someone calls you a racist, call them an asshole. Like you don't have basis for calling me that. Like go on the complete if we're always defending, we're losing ground. We need to be on the attack as well to push back and gain some ground. You don't gain ground by defending. You lose ground by defending. You may lose it slower, but you lose ground by defending. So people need to.
Roseanne is a great example of that because she, you know, said whatever she said on Twitter, and then she got her show canceled, whatever, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know she was black, which I don't even know if she is. I don't even know.
She's not. She's like Iranian or something." And I'm like, "Stop apologizing. Stop. Never apologize. Never apologize ever. Stop apologizing. Number one." Number two, we know you're not racist, so stop apologizing again. Stop it. Yeah. And they could have just let her apologize and be like, you know, maybe suspend her for a week, don't let her show up on her own show or whatever, or you know, and then let the free market decide whether they want to watch the show or not. But they were itching for a reason to get her off the air. They were itching for a reason because look at all the other crap that's.
It's the number one show, right? Yeah,
exactly. And then Twitter like praised everybody online, social media praised the CEO because she's a black woman that fired a racist person and how empowering and I'm like, that's the dumbest decision a CEO could have made. Now I'm mad at her even more because she's black, because now she made us look stupid. She made us look like stupid business people. For you to get rid of your most successful show because of a single tweet that was apologized for. But meanwhile, other places like Samantha Bee calling Ivanka Trump a feckless C-word. I don't know if I say it. But she's allowed to apologize and stay on. What is that double standard? Like she was able to apologize. She apologized quick. So Roseanne did it too. Only Roseanne's bringing you money. But you still fired her? Because no, you wanted an excuse to get rid of her. Because it's not even a good business. It's not even it's the stupidest business decision ever. And for a black woman to make it, a CEO, for her to make it thinking she's gonna get praise about it, no. That was stupid. And you made black business people look stupid. Let the people decide.
She was coming out as like a Trump supporter when she was on Jimmy Kimmel. I think Trump's doing some good things, you know, talking about, having a good laugh.
That's why. That's why they.
I mean, Tim Allen was more or less a Republican. He's more on that side of the political aisle.
Last Man Standing, the TV show. Yep, great.
Now it's on Fox, and people are saying Roseanne could be on Fox too. I mean, if Fox could, oh man, all the cancellations that they've had, Brooklyn Nine-Nine and all the other shows they've canceled, Roseanne would more make up for it.
Exactly. Like, wait, is Last Man Standing the new season or the reruns are on Fox?
I believe it's the new season.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm gonna go see it now. I didn't know that. I love Last Man Standing. Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Don't take my word for it, but I'm about 84.3% sure that that's what it is.
Okay, I hope you're right. But like that's what I'm saying. Like, but here's another edge to that same sword to the leftists, because they were like, Black people are victims. We don't have power. Okay, fine. Now that there's a Black person who's a CEO of a company that fired a racist, I think it's safe to say now that this whole victim mentality thing is bull crap, and no, you're not a victim anymore. Yes or no? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this whole narrative that we're victims and we like, are you or are you not now? Okay.
Okay. So about Last Man Standing, they declined to renew it for a 7th season at ABC. Fox did pick it up for a new season to start in the fall of this year.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Oh my God, yes, Fox be winning. But here's the thing. Don't be like, I'm happy Fox is winning now. Fox is winning by default because they're just not the left right now. And all they have to do, like they could sell, because remember in the past, Fox News was getting dragged because they were like, they were the ones pushing out fake news, but that term fake news wasn't like coined yet. So they were the ones that were like, look how racist and these Republicans don't know what they're talking. Like they made them look stupid, right? Remember that? I don't know if you remember how they made Fox became a joke. Fox News,
Fox was basically
Jon Stewart, right? Like Jon Stewart was ripping on them, and he was right to do that because the Republicans that were there, establishment Republicans, looked hella stupid, right? Now they have a chance. Fox has a chance to revamp their branding, and all they have to do is stick to the truth. No spinning, no propaganda, stick to the truth, because the truth alone can make the left look hella stupid. Just stick to the truth.
Definitely working for CNN and MSNBC, that's for sure.
Just stick to the truth and you'll be, but here's the thing. I know what's going to happen. Once they gain power back, they gain the popularity back, because Trump is gaining popularity for the Republicans, whether they know it or like it or not. He is, because now his approval ratings are up. The job markets are up. The I guess a poll was taken a few months back where like Black male voters went from like 11% to 22%, doubled. Like Black people are getting jobs back now because more money in their pockets is better than just people talking at us. Like, so he's gaining a lot of traction for the Republican side. But I don't want, as soon as that happens, they're going to get in their heads and go back to where they were before, grasping at power the way they were originally doing it before, after, the early 2000s. The one that, like, the reason why they because, looking extra stupid and all that stuff and not really looking out for the American, like, don't, like, be careful. Again, I'm telling everybody out there, listeners, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Be careful, because establishment GOP is not for you either. Granted, better than Democrats now. So yeah, vote for them if you need to, or vote for independent candidates if you need to. But just watch, and be ready to strike on your own side. Be ready to call out hypocrisy on your own side. Never give in to just one side. Never give in to like one side. Right now, the leftists are making themselves look stupid, so that way we can completely trash on them. But once the pendulum swings to the other side again, that's why I keep making these moves. Pendulum one side, and now when the pendulum swings to the other side and they start acting stupid, call them out. Call them out.
So, like, what's your opinion on the right wing kind of being like having their own social justice warrior?
Like the alt-right?
Yeah, alt-right, or they're, because obviously the left wing does the whole social justice warrior thing. The right wing does it too.
Yes,
sometimes
to a certain extent.
They do. Yeah. Right, they do. I'm not for extremism on any side. So I don't know alt-right. I know alt-right bubbled up, like the whole Tea Party thing. Tea Party started off good, but then they let the media completely took them and trashed them, because the Tea Party wasn't like as crazy as they made them out to be at all. Because I was there when the Tea Party started,
it was mostly about government spending and all that.
Exactly. But they made him look like, no, it's pretty much a KKK rally. And I was like, I was there. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, Obama's black and we don't like it. Well,
right.
Maybe like 1% of the people there, maybe.
Of course, in any group, there's going to be extremists. What they do is they take that one person. They're like, this is the entire group. That's what the left is good at. Completely grouping and grouping people and making them seem like something they're not. I don't know who the alt-right people are. I just thought they were like Milo Yiannopoulos kind of stuff, like just outspoken. And I still like Milo. I'm still subscribed to his like Milo Dangerous Show thing. Like I really, because I really do like Milo. And I heard like the whole scandal he was like boiled into, because I heard that interview that he was talking about before. Again, didn't see the whole hoopla. They did that again because he showed up. He started to become mainstream. You know, Bill Maher show. They loved him. He was a gay conservative, so they took him off the air. But again, all the left can do is character assassinations. That's what you'll notice now. Character assassination. It's never about the point, never about the actual topic. It's all about character assassinations. So your job, or anybody's job who's listening, is to say, you know what? I know you said that there's a Nazi speaking. I'm going to go listen to what the Nazi is saying. Thank you. That's for me. You don't have to do it. For me, that's what I do. I'm like, I'm going to go see what they have to say. And then I go and I come back and I'm like, okay, so it turns out he's not a Nazi. He's Ben Shapiro. He's a yarmulke wearing Jew. So you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And he's talking about pro-American, pro-rights, pro-everything. And get out of my face, you're done. You know what I mean? And even if it was a real like Nazi like speech or whatever, I'd still go listen and be like, okay, if there's questions at the end of it, I'd be like, here's why I think you're wrong. Here's why I think you have no facts basis in anything. And no, I'm not gonna help you in your cause. So this was fun. Just wanted to get, you know, what your perspective was. Now that I see that you're actually crazy, I'm good. I don't want anything to do with you. And then I go home. Maybe have a big bowl of cereal.
We've done that. You know, we've seen a Louder with Crowder episode live. We went to see Jordan Peterson speak recently. But we also went to see Sean King speak. So we're not all, we met him too. So we're not all like, blinkers on. We don't look at anyone else. We want to know what they say, what they have to say, and hear it
exactly.
Themselves, So
yes, and you know what I love? You take note of this. Anybody who's watching this as well. If someone's like trying to convince you of something, like, no, they're racist. You could be like, you know what? All you have is character attacks. Do you have anything else? Like, what about their policy? Like, I don't care about character attacks anymore because you guys pretty much effed it up for everybody. The word racism is messed up for everybody because of you. The word Nazi is messed up because of you. Now I want to talk about actual policies. Do you know a policy or do you not know a policy? And wait for their answer. Like, well, all right, thanks. I'll find out by myself. That's the when you do that, like you take back their, like look them in the eye and say, I hear what you're saying, but I'm my own person. I'm going to go listen or go read and I'm going to make up my own decision, my own mind for myself. They get so angry, but they don't get like angry, like you don't, not like that. They kind of internalize it, but you can see it in their face. They're kind of like, oh, all right, fine. Yeah. All right, fine. Like, okay. I love that look.
Or the Twitter equivalent, they just block you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or passive aggressive BS. Like, fine, if you want to listen to a racist, that talks about you, go listen to a racist then. Yeah, okay, I will.
I want to ask you something. Have there been any? Because I've asked other people about this on live streams, but have there been celebrities that you've had you talked on Twitter or whatever, where you guys disagreed and it was someone you liked and you're like, oh well, I guess. Now I know what your politics are, and I don't know if I like you.
Oh yeah, well, there are times my own family member actually. We go on like Facebook, not Twitter, Facebook, because Facebook you can write more. So we are tearing each other up on Facebook. Like I'm talking about, and he's called me all types of things, still coon, all that stuff, and I'm going back at him because I can't just sit there and just take it. I'm going back at him too, and we're just and then boiling point. Somehow it dissipates where the fine F you as you too, and then and we don't talk to each other. Literally just yesterday during a family barbecue, I just saw him. He showed up, and it was as if nothing happened. Because once you get that energy out, for me personally, I'm good. And he was always my cousin, my best friend. So we were able to like patch it. We didn't barely even talk about it. We didn't even have to apologize. We were like, yo, we get wild, don't we? Yeah, we do. And we continue. We still keep doing it. Like, then I see the same thing, an ex-coworker, hella liberal, hella progressive. On Facebook, I'm like, chew, 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 chew. And I just saw him the other day at the Apple store when I picked up something. And he like gave me a big hug. He's like, oh my God, I haven't seen you forever. And I'm like, I know. I only see you on Facebook. Like, people it's possible to do. People just don't want to do it. But it's absolutely possible to do. Like, you can disagree. You can let your emotions get the better of you. But then, like, you're human at the end of the day. You know, like, just go back to being friends you have to be family member. Like, we see each other all the time during, like, family holidays. We have to see each other.
Yeah. Yes, like, it is easier family, but if you never met or, you don't see him all the time, then it's a lot easier to, because you're not going to see him forever. Exactly.
But don't feed the trolls too. That helps if you don't feed the trolls. If you're not going to see them ever again, that family member or friends, don't feed them that much. Because I have one guy who's like a stalker. Like, I'm convinced he's in love with me because I'm like, bruh, he's the guy that's like, you coon Uncle Tom, you're selling out, you're cooning for cash and all that stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. But I don't address him at all. I just keep like posting all my stuff. And what I usually do to tick him off is I comment to Pete. Like, if there's a thread, like a comment, like a thread of comments, I would like, he'd be here, another person would be here. I would comment on that other person and completely skip and ignore him. Comment on everybody else except for him. And he'd be like, oh, so you're just gonna ignore me? And I'm like, yeah, I am. I don't put that there, but I just completely ignore them.
That's great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And like every time I put like something up there, he's like, that's fact. That's not true because, and then he'd put up a wrong fact, and I'd be like, and other people would be like, actually would check him, and then you'd never see him for a while. But he still follows me. I'm like, thanks for being a fan. My job here is done. Yay.
Yeah, he has a lot of people that follow her specifically because they disagree with her.
Right.
Yeah.
Ignore them. Keep posting. If you know what you're writing is true, keep posting. Ignore them. Don't even say nothing to them because other people usually are really good. Like, they're good at like being like, don't you talk to her like that because you're actually wrong and you're an idiot. And like, they'll start defending you because they'll be like, who is this guy? I'm like, well, yeah, he's a fan.
She has people that's like that, whenever they have discussions with her or even with me, we disagree on things, but yeah, we're not like, fuck you, I don't like you anymore. It never
escalates to the point where you have to just cut off a relationship.
Yeah.
And I don't ever block anybody because then to me, blocking somebody is kind of like, for me, I'm not saying other people shouldn't do this, but for me, I see it as like I'm retreating. So I just let them, spew their stuff, like, because then if I block them, it lets them know that they actually got to me, even though they probably really did get to me. But I refuse. That's the inner pride talking. Don't be like me. Be better than me. Don't be like me. Be better than me. For your own sanity, if you want to block. But I refuse to block anybody.
Yeah, I blocked 0 people, but I always love it when people block me. I guess.
Me too. Yeah, Black Lives Matter blocked me.
Like, for some people, it's like, why do you care? But for me, I'm just like, hey, I got to them, and it was someone I liked, but now I don't like them anymore because I said something I like, so fuck them.
Right? And I had a friend who was like that too on Facebook when like I put like a Trump, like a favorable Trump thing, and he was like, well, like, call me back when you get some sense. Like I'm not your friend anymore. Like, he unfriended me or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool, bye. But I'm still going to be here for him if he ever comes back. Because I'm like, people say and do the weirdest things when you're under emotional, like, rampage. And I really did like him as a friend. Granted, when he comes back, I'm still going to make it hard for him. But he's still pretty good. I'm just like, because I understand people lose their mind. I too was on the left. I wasn't deranged like these people out here are. But I too was on it. So I get, like, I understand people changing their minds. And people are allowed to do that. So I'm gonna give people that chance. I'm a Christian, so that's part of the whole scam.
Yeah, the next time you see your friend there, You should wear a MAGA hat and, you know, get a Trump T-shirt or something.
Yo,
Just deck out.
listen, when 4th of July hits, you have no idea how. I literally the other day went to the 99 cents. I bought so many glow sticks, and I just bought a MAGA hat. Like, you don't even understand, dude. I'm about to go all out on 4th of July. These people don't know what's gonna hit them. And I live in a hella blue state. They're gonna be like, oh my God, like, yup. Yeah.
What state do you live in?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Yes, the Trump-loving state of Massachusetts.
Well, you'd be surprised. People are starting to like people back into. I put a post up. It's my fault. I should have checked the date. I don't know why I didn't. But it was like Wanda Sykes gets booed off the stage for an anti-Trump rant. And I thought it was recent because she's supposed to be coming into Boston. I seen signs for her. She's supposed to be coming into Boston again. And everyone's like, fake news. It's 2 years ago. And I was like, crap, I should check the date. It was 2 years ago. But then I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't prove anything because that happened 2 years ago in a blue state where the election was really heating up. All of like Trump's skeletons were out of the closet, and she still got booed off the stage. Now imagine 2 years later, with a good job growth, Amazon is coming into Massachusetts right now. They're coming into Massachusetts because of the tax cut bill from Trump. More and more stickers, more and more Trump stickers are popping up everywhere. I'm driving because I drive a commute every day. Trump stickers are everywhere. Yeah. And then NRA stickers everywhere. I'm part of a gun club, and like they're like every week we break records for how many people want to join the club. I don't even think they come to the club. I think they just want to join just to like wear a badge or just to get the lanyard or something. Because I don't see any of these people. Yeah. But they were full to the brim of new members, constantly new members coming in. Like there are people, when they say the revolution will not be televised, they were serious. Like the revolution is patriots like learning about their country, their rights, and like willing to stand up and speak the truth. And a lot of people aren't going to be ready for it. But I really think he's going to take it in 2020.
Yeah,
2020. He's gonna sweep up.
The Democrats, or even, there's even people saying that Republicans might even put someone against him. Who are they going to put against him? I mean, the only person I can think of that the Democrats could put against him is Kamala Harris, only because she's a woman and she's black. That's it. That's the only reason.
That's all they got. That's all they have. Identity politics. Okay, let's get Oprah. I'm like, what does Oprah know about policy, about anything? And then they're like, who cares what Oprah? No. And then like, well, Kamala Harris, again, same thing, because she's black and she's whatever. I'm like, your only platforms are like, you have what? A whole bunch of high school kids, a porn star, and a woman that's black, and you're hoping she accepts your nomination bid. Like, are you kidding me? There's no way. There's no way at all. It's just insane. It's just insane.
Well, also, we were talking about Starbucks earlier. Their CEO stepped down today, and people are saying that he might run for president. Oh, and so, yeah, okay, so we're gonna hate a businessman or a celebrity, or whatever, who running for president who has like no political experience or whatever. So we're gonna have this guy who's a businessman who has no political experience, and we're gonna have him on the Democrat side.
Because they used a businessman. We can use a businessman too. Like they still don't get it. They still don't get it. We don't want identity politics. We want lower taxes, and we don't want these liberal policies that tell us we're racist, homophobic, phobics. Like we don't want to be labeled. We want to live normal lives, and all you can do is raise taxes. Like that's their platform. Like we're gonna make taxes higher again. Like that's their platform. Basically,
their platform now is, we don't like Trump. Well, what do you do about it?
Right. Well, the rest of the world, the rest of the people, like majority of the people now, like Trump, not only the people that voted for him, but more people that changed their mind. So if that's all you got, then you're losing. You are losing. And you know what? That's good. I hope they do put these ridiculous randos up for the nomination because that'll just make him get another landslide. Could you imagine another like debate between Trump and other? Trump is, and I love, because here's the thing I like about Trump too. He just has this inner troll about him. Like he just doesn't care. Whatever pops in his head, it's coming out. So he, people have those filters, that filter that people are like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say. He doesn't care. I love people who are brutally honest like that. Who are, because I always find it so funny. Like Loki was always my favorite character on was it in Infinity Wars? Because I love characters that are like that. Like I'm here for me, unapologetically. Like just not. And he's just like, I'm the best. I'm the coolest. I'm gonna win. And during the podium, the presidential debates, he was like to Hillary Clinton. He was like something about, I don't know how it came up, but he was like, well, yeah, if I was president, you'd be in jail. I was like, oh snap! Like no filter. I was like, damn, burn. And you saw her face. She was like.
She's like, you're right. You're right.
I was like, yo, hang on a second. What is your problem? Hang on. Sorry. Sorry. This is Chewy. He's like, hello, me. And I'm like, bruh, I'm busy. So I'm like, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. But I find him so fun. And like his Twitter, I love for his Twitters. I love for his tweets. He put one thing one time about, when he took us out of the climate accords.
Right.
He took us out of that, and then he was like, a whole bunch of people now. It was during the winter and it was freezing. It's like a whole bunch of people, all these other countries now are going to be paying trillions of dollars to join in on this. Hey, stop it! To join in on this Paris Accord bill. I bet they're wishing they didn't stay out of it now. It's like. Well, I was like something weird like that, and I was like, that's not how climate change works. What are you talking about? But it was hilarious. Like it's hysterical, right? He was like, I bet you wish you had global warming now. Bundle up. And I'm like, oh my God, no, that's not how it works. It's not how it works. Stop it. But he's so funny. It's awesome, but I'm afraid at the same time because he could say something that could like get him in trouble, like real trouble. So there are times I'm like, somebody get that thing away from him, get the phone away from him, get it away. But I find him I think he's hilarious. Any person who's like that, who's just blatantly like no filter. I've always found people with no filters hilarious because the truth is always funny. And especially if the truth is told in a way that's nonchalant, it's always hysterical to me. It's well, and Trump is on online Twitter. Well, that's because so and so is a loser, all caps. And I'm like, oh my God, I love it. Everyone's thinking it. He's saying it. It's just so good. But anyway, sorry for my like rant or like I digress.
That's fine. We're actually just about to end it here. We're actually on just about 90 minutes, so just about the time that we were. So yeah. Oh, good. I was like, I'm gonna stay as long as, because you can see this place like distractions everywhere. Everyone's like, hey, I need you, and I'm like, I'm busy, But yeah, this was awesome. It was a lot of fun. Shooting the shit and all that good stuff.
Thanks for having me, though.
I was just gonna say, if there's anything that you wanted to plug, then go ahead.
Well, I am gonna be working on my video podcast as well, so keep an eye out. Cool. I'll let you guys know when. Because but yeah, thanks for having me. That's it. I don't have anything else to plug except try to get to sleep.
Yeah. We got your Twitter. I know that you have your Instagram, and I believe your Gab account too is on your Twitter account.
Yes, that's right, because Twitter is crazy. So we need to jump ship soon or start transitioning soon.
We got all our stuff too. We got our Twitter accounts. So, if anyone you can follow us, our Instagram, our Facebook page, and we have our website that we just launched recently. Yeah. That's pretty much all the stuff that we, all our other live streams, and we're also going to be doing some blog posts too. We're going to start writing now, have some guests. So, and if you ever want to write for a blog post for us, you're more than welcome.
Oh wow! Okay, thanks. If I have time, hopefully maybe during the summer, I'll give that a try. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for having me. Nice to meet you both.
Yeah, you too. Have a good night.
You too. Have a good night.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.